Welcome to the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. What do we got, gang?
What don't we have? Luke McGregor, for starters.
Shannon, Noll.
Shannon, Noll. I mean, two bigger Australian legends we've never had on the show.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Together at last. Tony Martin came in, which was wonderful, and wow. Oh, celebrity chase update.
Yeah, had someone for Chrissy to meet as well.
And
Yes.
find out what Pang and Shaq have in common. The result will surprise you.
It will.
Here's the podcast.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday.
Tuesday, I was just looking up images of the Finnish Prime Minister. He's
Yes.
getting a bit of trouble, Swanee, for having a little bit of a dance and a party.
I know.
She's been drug tested and everything, and I mentioned that if you haven't followed the news, Sana Marin, I think her name is.
Yes.
She's 36 years old, and Dino commented that that means that he could be running a country.
That's right.
How much fun that would be.
Mate, it makes absolute sense just because another world leader is my age that I could run this country, doesn't it?
And what did I say when you said that?
It'd be a great land.
I said it'd be a much better country if he were.
Imagine that.
I love
That'd
how
be a step up from ScoMo.
Sweeping changes, mate.
Hey.
I love how everyone's
gone, by the way.
Everyone's so used to being so miserable that, she must be on drugs if she's out having a good time, enjoying herself and having a boogie. I was out at Joel's party on Saturday night until about 2 a.m. I would have tested clean
I demand you.
for everything.
I demand you go into the toilets and produce a test.
I'm happy to.
I
You
demand
can actually.
Wait a cup, please.
Believe it
Yes.
or not, newsflash.
Yes?
You can have fun without drugs or alcohol.
Fact check
what?
that, Jack. Fact check it.
What?
Fact check
I
it.
wouldn't ask Jack Charles that.
Speaking of Prime Minister's, elbow sculled a beer last night.
Did
I
he?
saw.
At a
Gang of Youths concert. I love that our Prime Minister's at a Gang of Youths concert. I think that is great. That's
pretty cool.
Marin-esque.
And the kids were going wild.
Yeah.
Bit Bob Hawke of him, eh?
Well, it's funny because Bob Hawke didn't drink during his prime ministership.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so everyone thinks that he was a mad drunk.
That's a good
But he
point.
gave up the grog when he was prime minister. Of course,
Wise.
famously had the world record for the fastest scull of a yard glass.
Never been prouder.
Jeez.
No footage of that, though. Let's be honest. That could be just a thing of folklore.
That's
Apparently it was done at Oxford University. You're right. It could be just uni students full of gas, loaded up like Jackie Charles was yesterday, and just seeing things they actually didn't see.
Have we done a welfare check on Hollywood, Jack?
Oh, you're right, Jackie?
How are you feeling?
He's
I know you had a
fine.
big
Yeah, I'm
sleep
back.
yesterday.
I did, I was awake for 1 hour of yesterday. I slept all day and all night.
Well, you look fresh again. Good on you.
Thank you.
We're still waiting on the results of his piss test, but they're all good. It'll be
They
fine.
remain
They'll remain
undisclosed.
with the SADA.
Excited to see here people Chrissy should meet. That means a stranger is going to be on this show
I love that.
that we want Swanee to meet.
Can you give me a hint? Jonathan.
So,
Jonathan doesn't know. It must be organised by
no,
Sam.
yes.
Excellent, even better. Nollsy is on the show.
Shannon Noll.
Knowles, he get kicked out last night.
Yep, he was blowfly.
Yeah.
And he's
Really?
coming in IRL, in person. You're going to be in the same studio.
I thought I heard Knowlesy on one of the episodes a few weeks ago, last week.
Yeah.
I would have done my hair if I knew Nollsy was coming in the studio.
I'm flat.
God damn it.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Ready to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com?
Gotta love an Aussie winter getaway, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, holiday rentals, flights and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Jackie just told me it's 2 Chance Tuesday. 2 Chance Tuesday. You know what that means? You get on the radio, you got 2 chances to win first class and 50k. It's 2 Chance Tuesday.
So he had 2 chances to get some action.
Oh.
Anyway, 2 pilots. Now, Swanee, this is an unbelievable story. I'm going to take you over to Africa and the great nation of Ethiopia, where 2 pilots have been suspended after falling asleep during a flight and missing an airport runway. Now, I'm not talking about a little Cessna, like a little 4-seater. I'm talking about one of those Boeing 737s.
A big boy.
The big planes that fly us all around Australia, Swanee.
Yeah.
They dozed off at about 37,000 feet, which is usual cruising altitude for flights around the world, Swanee, commercial airliners. Oh. And the air traffic control raised the alarm following unsuccessful attempts to contact the pilots. Can you believe this? as we know.
I actually can't believe it.
Remember what happened to Malaysian Airlines all those years ago, Swanee, when they couldn't get a hold of the pilots and it was the ghost plane flew off into nowhere. So obviously they would have been thinking bad things. Thinking, what's going on up there? Has there been a depressurisation? And the pilots have been knocked out.
Yeah.
And they're unconscious.
They're just tired boys.
Tired boys.
Yeah.
Once the aircraft overshot the point of descent into Ethiopia's Addis Ababa airport, that's their biggest airport.
One of the great names as well, Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa. Air traffic control frantically tried to reach the pilots, who were only woken up when the autopilot alarm started to sound in the cockpit. And they're going, shit, hang on a minute.
Where are we?
We've got about 150 people on board here, and we've got to put this big bird down. So we better wake up. And then it's funny because the map of their flight, obviously they've shit themselves and realised they've overshot the runway. And so it's like Mr. Squiggle, the squiggly line, just trying to circle their way back to Addis Ababa. Once awake, the pilot safely landed the plane on the aircraft's second approach. But on Friday, Ethiopian Airlines confirmed the pilots had been suspended. Can you believe that?
Oh, come on.
Both of them.
They've been both of them asleep at the same time.
No one died, mate. No one died.
No one died, but not ideal. Not ideal if both pilots are having a little snooze.
That must
a bit
be
like
very...
Jackie Charles yesterday.
Yes.
They had a monster night.
Yeah.
And gone, bugger this, I'm going to fall asleep on the job like Jackie was doing.
And the show still went on because there was only one asleep. Imagine if we were all asleep in here.
Mate.
And look, there has been times when one or more of us has been asleep, but there's been others.
Oh, absolutely.
There's been others to clean it up.
Don't worry, I've fallen asleep many times during some of Lethal's meetings. We pull the butcher's paper out. My God, Lethal.
Lethal.
Kill me
Put
now.
us all asleep. Kill me now. Give us a call, 13 24 10. Did you fall asleep on the job? This would be a regular occurrence, Swanee. I want some great stories. I've got plenty of good prizes. Did you fall asleep on the job?
Yeah, and how did you disguise it as well?
I mean, like the proper job, not the workbench job. Your proper job, and you're out and about doing that. And then maybe, how did you disguise it?
But I wonder if a sex worker's fallen asleep on the job, you know?
Well, that'd be easy.
I don't reckon.
Maybe not.
I think you'd know.
Stan, when did you fall asleep on the job, brother?
Well, as a young buck, I used to go out, hit the booze a little bit hard, and used to work at Bunnings, and I used to come in on Sunday morning and used to fall asleep on the insulation up on the mezzanine floor for about 8 hours.
Oh,
how good's that?
That'd be cozy.
Smart, brother.
Oh, it was so nice.
The fat
a little
bats.
bit itchy, but more than enough of a hiding spot, and made like a little pillow fort up there, and 8 hours shift done, and used to go home and sleep it off for the rest of the Monday morning.
That is brilliant, because
Well done,
sometimes I love Bunnings and the staff are magnificent, but every now and again you do look around and you think, geez, I could shoot a gun in here.
Yeah.
There's no one with a
definitely.
red shirt within QE.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, 50 people will descend on you, Swanee. But just for a rare moment every now and again, now that explains it. They're obviously pissed from the night before.
Correct. Yeah. Stan, I'm going to give you a double pass to Boost Mobile Winter Jam at Urban Surf. You're going to go surfing out near the airport. How good's that?
Oh, awesome. That'd be amazing.
That would be
Cheers
fun.
for that.
You're amazing.
Just quickly, I had an old teammate who got in a little bit of trouble and had to do community service. Had 100 hours of community service, used to do it at the tip. So after a big night, because he'd always do it on a Sunday after a game, and he used to find a mattress at the tip. There'd always be plenty of mattresses.
Yeah.
And he'd pull it across behind the tree and he'd just sleep all day. Do his community service, get his 100 hours up that way,
On
Swanee.
a tip mattress.
Oh,
Tip mattress.
imagine the stains on a tip mattress.
I can't.
Come on.
I won't.
Elise,
Morning.
how are you? When have you been
Good,
asleep
how are
on the
you?
job? Good.
Back in uni days, used to have a few big nights. Actually, Tuesdays was the night, and had before. I used to work in before and after school care, and had before school care bright and early on the Wednesday morning, and was pretty tired, so managed to sort of fall asleep on the couch, and woke up to the kids drawing all over my face, which was well deserved, that's for sure.
Tell you what,
Love that.
that's at least a soldier. That'd be hard to do, Swanee. When you're rolling up, and there'd be young teachers do this, obviously young childcare workers, turning up, and you've got these lunatic kids crawling all over you for the day.
Hangovers and kids are a terrible combination, and even worse if the kids are not your own.
Yeah, They're like orange juice and milk, Swanee.
Yes.
They don't go together.
They do not.
Elise, would you like tickets to see the band The Script, or would you like 6 bottles of wine?
I'll go to wine, please.
That's telling.
Still hasn't grown up, Elise.
Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect job at Zonzo. It's in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Flash wine.
Come on, Dino. When have you been asleep on the job, man?
G'day, Jonathan, Swanee, Dino, Ash Gardner. How are we all this
Hello.
morning?
Hello,
Dino.
Gardner, even a shout out for Gardner.
Say hello, Ash.
G'day.
She's asleep.
I got a shout out.
Got to get around everyone. Why not?
Good on you, mate.
Yes, as the previous Elise caller stated, on a good old uni night, I managed to get to work on time, which I thought was impressive in itself at good old 6 a.m. But we made a few amendments out the back of the old Kmart in the replenishment area, and I removed the fishing rods out of one of the containers that they were in, then set up one of the sleeping bags that we sold and got in the sleeping bag, then got on top of one of the shelving stores, and then the CEO from Coles Myer at the time, I won't mention his name, shout out to him, happened to walk underneath me while I was sleeping on top of the shelf.
Undetected.
Undetected.
Yes, brother.
Dino, I just want to give you absolute credit for A, arriving on time, and B, getting inside the beanbag.
Yes.
Oh,
Inside, yeah.
God,
And also the shelf, because it could have been so easy to just go bugger it, just on the ground, on the floor.
Absolutely.
You would have been walked into by the CEO, and you go up on the shelf undetected.
Attention to detail.
On the shelf, undetected, and then 9 o'clock came round, first break, went down to Baker's Delight, and we're all good.
Yes,
Good on you, Dino.
Real quick, do you want to go see The Script, or do you want some wine?
Whatever you happen to give, Dino.
6 bottles of
namesake.
Zonzo Estate, my man.
Talking fishing.
Talking fishing. Nothing
Inside a beanbag, talking fishing.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Shannon Noll, a bloody legend who's just been revealed as Blowfly on The Masked Singer. What an iconic voice. Here's Nosey.
Absolute icon in this country. Shannon Noll, welcome.
G'day, guys. How are we?
It's so weird. Now that you hear back your performances, it can be no one but Shannon Noll. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, our TV at home, I think there's some... I did have a sound bar on it, but I think the kids broke it or something. So there's no top end in the speakers, so you can hear all the crowd noise and a lot of the music in the bottom, but I couldn't hear the top end, which is the voice part. So I watched it in the hotel last night and went, oh, crikey, it sounds so much like me.
It really...
Here I was for a few weeks thinking I was getting away with it, and then going like, no, when I listened to it...
I heard it a couple of weeks ago, last week when you were on, I thought, that's Noel's for sure.
Right?
Gotta be.
Yeah. So I had my uncle ring up and he said, mate, I've been listening to you sing since you were bloody for 40 years just about. I don't think you can put it past me.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
This is Chains. Swanee, this is your favourite.
This is my favourite.
And Nolsey, this is the one you said you love doing the most,
Yeah,
right?
I did, mate. Yeah.
Good. And what a departure for you. Will you be adding that to your set list?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely.
You really should.
I thought about that this morning. Yeah.
Your voice is gorgeous in that.
Thank you. Thanks,
Nolsey, please add that to your list. If I've had 3 pints and I just hear that out of the jukebox, I lose my mind. Imagine if you whip it out.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Shannon Noll.
Sure. And sing it too.
Singing Tina Arena.
Right?
How would it be received at a B&S batch? Like,
I don't know about that.
Coming up.
Maybe shots through the heart might go down a bit better at a B&S,
the
mate.
chicks will dig it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Everyone will be heading back to their utes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the swag. Back to the swag.
What was your hardest song to perform, mate?
Probably the Kid Laroi one was tricky, mate, only because it's obviously a duet and that's all over. It's all edited so that there's no breathing. So it goes from one line straight into the next one. And then when you sort of put 4 of them together, you're sort of starting to go a bit purple. But we worked it out with the BVs, because obviously there's Justin Bieber and Kid Leroy on that one. So it was a bit difficult, but we worked it out though. So we got obviously one part was on the BV side, and then I sang the Kid Leroy part. So we worked it out in the end, but there was a few panicky moments when I was trying to rehearse it the first few times. How the hell am I going to do this?
As well as stuck in a mask where you can't see.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't
absolutely.
breathe and can't see.
And hot. And hot, mate.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Your reputation as one of the hardest working performers in the country stands. Was this an unusual experience for you?
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely out of the comfort zone with obviously songs that you'd never sing in a million years.
Yeah, that's great.
It's great.
It?
Yeah, it was part of the challenge, and that was part of the reason for going on it as well. Just to get in there and see, put myself in that situation. I mean, it's similar to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It was a bit of a, throw yourself in the deep end and see how you go, you go with it. But it was so much fun. It just went so quick.
Yeah,
I can't believe now we're sort of looking back on it and it's done. But,
when you're backstage, I mean, I know that I'm a panellist on the show, so I should know this. But can you hear the other performances?
Not really. No, we're sort of. It's really, really secretive backstage. You're only allowed to talk to one person. And whenever you've got your suit on, obviously you won't have the mask on because they're great big heavy things, but you're only allowed to talk to one person, and they've got little pods that you sort of like a dressing room, and I couldn't hear really anyone, even and backstage when they're reviewing or showing back all the performances, you can't really hear it from backstage either. It's sort of because you're behind the walls of the staging, so it was pretty hard to work out anybody else.
Nollsy, you're in ripper shape. You still going to the gym, brother?
Mate, I haven't been actually for a while. No. With COVID and all that, we moved up and bought 100 acres. So, mate, I'm dragging wood and I'm doing caveman.
You played a game of footy the other day, though, didn't you?
I did have a game of footy the other day, mate. Yeah.
How'd you go?
I was still paying for it. No, I kicked one. Though, so that was about. Not lucky to be over a jam team, but I got one goal.
Well,
mate,
your sons are playing seniors, so you've got to get out there. Got to work yourself back into fitness and play a game of footy with your sons.
They came back down to reserve grade and played.
Really?
With me. Yeah. So I had both my boys in there, my brother-in-law and my nephew. So that's the main reason we all played together. So
Shannon,
there was on the day.
if my calculations are correct, next year is the 20th anniversary of you being in our lives.
Yes.
Because we were both. You were on Australian Idol and I was on Big Brother.
That's
in the
right. Same year. Yeah.
I still think of you as. The young farmer guy with a very small family. How old are your kids now?
Thank you, goodness you said family. That was going to say.
How old are you? How old are you?
That's where she was going as well. Jesus, Swanee.
No, they're grown up now. Cody's 21, Blake's 19, and they were the two little whippersnappers run around the stage back at the time. And Sienna's now 15, nearly 16. And now we've got another little fella running around. Colton, he's 3 now, so it's really funny. But they're all grown up, just about.
Are any of them like you? Are any of them musical, or do you look at them and think, "Oh, here's trouble"?
Well, always looking
Mark too.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Luckily, to take after their mum a little bit sometimes. But Blake's been singing, playing guitar and singing recently, and getting really pretty good at it too. So they're both a little bit dubious about singing in front of me, sort of thing. So we're just trying to coax them into just sing in front of family first and then friends and all that sort of stuff. But
Jonathan's got a really talented daughter, and she sometimes doesn't want to perform either.
No,
it's something you've got to really encourage and really be gentle with, because you can sort of, I think, burn them. And I've never pushed the kids to do it at all. I just thought, if you want to do it, go for it. If you'd like me to help you a little bit, I'll help you as well. I was never wanted to be like, go and have singing lessons, go and have piano lessons, all that sort of stuff, because I think I remember my brother getting dragged off to piano lessons when he was about 8 and screaming and crying. I was only a little fella.
The difference is that you'd be nervous getting up if your dad was Shannon Noll to sing. The difference is with Olivia, she's happy to sing beside me.
Yeah.
She can blow my dulcet tones out.
Nollsy, final question. This is a question we ask only important people. What is a better film? Is it Speed or Point Break? What's the better film?
Ooh.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm a bit of a point break for
Yes. Last Singer tonight, 7:30, Channel 10. You were great, man. Thanks for coming in.
Good on you guys. Thanks so much.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
And you might see a lady in a balaclava hitting the pavement around Camberwell.
You will. You will today. Listen, full disclosure.
Yeah.
I'm walking 300 kilometres in the month of August for the Fred Hollows Foundation. Hashtag Fred's Big Run. But I'm walking 300 kilometres, which is a lot.
Well, you better hurry up.
I know. I've got a week to go.
Yes.
And I'm at 195 kilometres. I've got to do 105 kilometres in 7 days,
What's
or
the
8
math?
days.
Give me the math, someone.
It's a good question. It's going to be hard.
You'll get there, Swanee. You're just going to storm home like Kiwi in the 83 Melbourne Cup. Last at the turn, Swan.
Exactly, John.
Last at the turn.
Exactly.
Gobbled up 23 horse in front of it, Swanee, and just stormed home down the outside, just like Kiwi, Swanee. I want you to finish the race hand in the air.
Thank you, John.
Like Pumper Cassidy's jockey.
I'm going to.
He's lost his
Thank you
mind.
very much.
I can feel that I'm going to do it, but it is going to be tricky. And I was thinking last night, why has it been a bit harder to hit the kilometres this year? And that's because
Yes.
this time last year we were in lockdown.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And there was literally nothing else to do. Now life is returning to normal and I've got work stuff and kids stuff and social stuff.
Life's got in the way.
Yeah, as well as at least 10 kilometres a day of walking. So I am behind, full disclosure.
I got the numbers.
I'm also behind. Oh, what is it? How many do I need to do every
About 15
single
a day. You can do this.
About 15 a day. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to do it? I don't know.
What's your kilometre pace?
Here's the thing. Don't know. Here's the thing, right? And I'm about halfway to my money goal. I really wanted to do 300 kilometres and make $100,000.
Yeah.
That is a huge ask.
Absolutely.
And people have gotten behind me so far, and I'm halfway there. I'm about 45 grand, but I've got another 55 to make
Yep.
in the next month, in the next week. It's a big ask.
Yep.
I'm throwing it out there. I'm making myself vulnerable. Someone, an unknown, I don't know how this works. It's like something from Iron Man.
Yes.
An unknown donor has said,
A rich benefactor.
has said, Chrissy, if you get to 300 kilometres, which I am going to, I'm going to match every donation you get between now and the end.
Who is
that's
this?
awesome.
Who is
I
this
know.
individual?
So, Dino, if you give me $50,
Yes.
they will also give me $50.
Well, I'll put in 200 today, so you'll get 400.
Thank you so much. That is going to get
That
me
is
to
awesome.
my goal. Now, how you can get behind me, and it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
You go to my Instagram page, Chrissy Swan. There is a link in my bio. That's very easy. It's also on the Nova Player,
Yeah.
which is the app for this radio station. There are ways to get it. An unknown benefactor is going to match your donations up to 50K until the end of the month.
Yes, all right. And the unknown benefactor could be, I think, Dennis Walter.
Either that or Cocaine Cassie's back in town.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
got a bit of spare cash, Swanee.
She's
Yeah.
got some coin, don't you worry
she
about
might.
that.
Get on it today for that double up to 50K and through your Instagram, Swan.
Yes.
Save-
Look, it's a big ask, I know, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and with your help, we can save people from a life of avoidable blindness. It's magical.
Let's go!
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. How do you do? Thrilled to welcome to the microphone for the first time this year, Sam Pang.
Imagine if that was the case. I'm sure it'd be on the billboards if that was the case. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Melbourne.
Samuel,
what a city.
I've just divulged that I've got 105 kilometres to do before the end of the month
Now, what's this for?
for Fred Hollows
Haven't heard.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Fred's big run.
Oh, yeah. What are
300 kilometres seems to be
you doing something
a
for
big
them?
ask. Yes, I am.
How much of you, what are you doing? Walking?
Yep.
And people are giving you money? Mm-hmm. How are we sure it's all going to Fred Hollows?
Good point, actually.
Like, is there any
mean-
way of proving it? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there is. You get a receipt from Fred Hollows.
Okay.
That's
fair.
That seems,
That's absolutely fair.
So I'm glad I'm
Tax
glad
deductible, Swanee, as well.
Tax deductible.
Oh, well, that's good. People should remember that.
Your suspicions, does that explain why you haven't got behind me for the second year running?
Charity's not really my go.
No.
You know? It's not really.
Yeah.
I feel as though...
It was nice the other day, wasn't it?
Someone else
Turning
will
up
do
to
it.
a show and finally getting an envelope. Been too much charity
That's a good point,
the last
Swanee.
12 months or so.
You might want to be very careful about questioning my philanthropic endeavours.
If you do want to get behind me,
Yeah.
now is the time to do it.
It's a big if.
I know it's an if, but maybe
Big
someone else is listening and I've piqued their interest.
Why is today
A
special?
secret benefactor.
Dennis Walter.
It's like Iron Man. It's like, what's his name? Stark.
It's Dennis.
Stark Industries. He's going to match every dollar that you give. So if you give me $2, which is all I would expect from you, they will also give me $2.
Just today?
No, until the end.
Oh, well, take your
Up to
time. Then.
50K.
Everything's fine. No, that's wonderful.
Isn't
it's
it
amazing.
great? I
Yeah.
reckon I'm going to get to my 100,000.
What do
With
you
your
need?
help,
What do
please
you need?
get behind me.
Have you given, John?
Yes, he has.
What'd you give?
A couple of hundred, 500 maybe.
$38,000.
No, he gave me a lot, actually. Thank you. Larry Emder gave me $1,000.
Lazarus. Mm-hmm. He's doing all right.
Probably stole it from Price is Right. The little stack that he had from all those years ago.
Anyway, if you want to get behind me, please do. I've really bitten off more than I can chew, and I'm going to be walking a lot.
Melbourne. No, you'll do it, Swanee. You'll do it. I'll rock it up your ass, I will.
A rocket up the arse.
Absolutely, I will. I'll be standing at the halfway mark. Come on.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Just some lessons from the television last night, Swanee. You know, last week the former Prime Minister Scott Morrison was in the news. It was revealed that he'd over the last few years, in his words, at the height of COVID, he'd just handed himself 4 or 5 portfolios that he was, including the treasurer, by the way. They didn't even know.
What ended up happening with that? Is
Well,
there an investigation? or-
There was the Solicitor General or something, an official sort of parliamentary lawyer was looking into it. Last I heard, to see if he'd broken the law.
A little vox pop, by the way, went out there to the to Scott Morrison's electorate of Cook to get the temperature of his constituents.
I'm very disappointed, actually.
It's pretty dodgy.
Well, I think it's dreadful.
Shouldn't happen.
No, not impressed.
So they're not happy. Also, by the way, those things all women have said to me after sex.
Let's hear it again in that context.
I'm very disappointed, actually.
It's pretty dodgy.
Well, I think it's dreadful.
Shouldn't happen.
No, not impressed.
Yeah,
There's a couple of men in there.
What move?
We're talking about the words, John. You are a child.
Thank you, John.
You're just ridiculous, Truman, by the way. We mentioned yesterday
Big
that
John Brown.
Big John, well done. Yeah.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
From the back seat of the classroom, just chucks that one out.
Hold on. Triple M. Hey, what about the Addams family? What? The Addams Family's been rebooted, Swanee. Remember the original?
I saw that.
It's been rebooted. It's a Tim Burton. I think it's on Netflix and it's a Tim Burton vision.
Yes, and I think it focuses on Wednesday.
It does.
The
It's called
daughter.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's a great refocus because she's an interesting character. That little
Absolutely.
girl.
I just hope that Tim Burton, in his reimagining of the Addams Family, does not forget the movie of the 90s and the MC Hammer version of the theme.
Wait for it.
Yes,
Addams Family.
I'd forgotten. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Yeah, mate. Hammer had. See, when people say, "Oh, can you name, more than one Hammer song?" Right? You should be able to. You should be able to name 4, right? When everyone says, "Oh, you only like
Let's
can't touch
try
this,"
it. There's Can't Touch This, Pray.
Pray, Too Legit to Quit, and Addams Family. And Too Legit to Quit is too legit to quit. Just remember that. Too legit to quit.
Hey!
Did you like that, Dana?
I did, especially the quit bit where you do like a swipe.
That's right.
Yeah.
that's
I think the
right.
Addams Family probably would have been number 4 on that list.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you should be able to name 4.
Was Raul Julia?
He was
that?
Gomez.
Yes,
Correct.
he
He was
was.
Gomez.
He was magnificent.
Was it filmed here in
The
Australia?
Addams Family was filmed in Australia. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Did
Back in
Raul Julia die here?
He died. He went on to play M. Bison in Street Fighter as well. Thanks, guys.
And also he played He played. This is Tony Martin will like this. He played Harrison Ford's attorney, Sandy Stone, in Presumed Innocent.
Oh, he did too.
Mate, he was unbelievable
that was a
in
great movie.
That is that's on my list of things to rewatch. I loved it.
Not only are giving you the movie, I've given you his character's name in that.
Of course you do. That's
whatever.
very impressive.
That's what we do here. Hey, Snoop Dogg's in the news. He's released a breakfast.
Hang on, just go back to Presumed. Was that Greta Skarkey?
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly, yes.
The great Greta Skarkey.
Isn't she famous for marrying her first cousin?
Oh, jeez.
Whoa. I could listen to you say Greta Skarkey.
I know.
All day.
Skacky.
Remember her first Skarkey? For a 5-year period, she was big.
You sure it's not Skarkey? It's not Greta Skarkey.
No, I'm not sure, Sam. I'm
No, I
confused
think it's Skacky.
Okay. Or Skacky.
Skarkey.
Greta Skacky.
Give us one more, please.
We'll have to look into that cousin thing. I think it is true.
Give us one more Greta Skarkey and we'll move on. No, that's fine.
Do you think I'm a performance heel?
You're not,
well,
brother. You're not.
Okay, we've got to move on. Snoop Dogg has released a breakfast cereal. Isn't that amazing?
Really?
Yeah, it's called Snoop Loops. Loops with a Z.
Oh, gosh.
Have to be
No,
loops.
Snoop Loops.
Snoop Loops. That's cute.
Well, the S is with a Z.
Is that tied up to Fruit Loops somehow?
Well, they're Snoop Loops, so that's I don't know if there's a connection there, but
Do they make you feel good if you know what I
they
mean?
make you feel good, and you can, of course, you don't have to go to the supermarket to buy them. You can have them delivered.
Did somebody say that you love me? Get delivery like a G. See,
They come in a 15-kilo bag.
Yes, they do.
Second Fruit Loops or Cocoa Pops?
I'm mad for Fruit Loops. If I had a choice, Fruit Loops, yeah.
Georgie Tunney has been announced as a permanent host of the project.
Yes.
So we send her our condolences. And Celia Pacquola is a mother. You know that, don't you? That's official. That's loud. That's Eleanor. What are they? Eleanor.
Beautiful.
Old name.
Yeah.
Wait, did Bickmore quit project?
No, I think Georgie's doing special interviews.
Gotcha.
Oh, sweet.
I
Hey,
love
finally.
Eleanor. Eleanor's the name of Nicolas Cage's car in Gone in 60 Seconds.
That was the inspo for Celia's baby, 100%.
She loves that movie.
Yeah.
Celia loves that movie.
GT 500.
Well done, John. Hey, can you just stay tuned? I know Dino this news, but just stay tuned. We got a little special guest for you, Swanee.
I've heard. I'm excited.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
It's people Chrissy should meet.
Well, glad we play that opener. Swanee, 20 years.
Okay,
I reckon we could have said that. Hey,
It's people Chrissy should meet.
roughly 20 years ago, Christine,
Yeah.
round 17 in 2002, Hawthorn were playing the Brisbane Lions at the MCG.
Yeah.
And your co-host over there,
Yeah.
the big man,
Yeah.
he took one of the greatest marks in the history of this game that we love.
Seen it, loved it.
Well, let's hear.
Through the traffic, Shattuck won that ball and in long we go. Oh, Brown! That is unbelievable. What an absolute beauty. That is unbelievable. That is one of the best marks I have ever seen. I agree. Determination. That is unbelievable.
The audio doesn't do it justice. There's many times people who have watched this game for far longer than me have just can't believe what they just saw.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that all our listeners have seen it. It's really one of the most amazing marks. So John, we get to talk to John every morning. Very lucky. But the man who
That's right, very lucky.
But his opponent that day, who when the ball was going over their head, he started at the same. He was on Brownie when that mark was taken. Right.
Oh, no.
He played 168 games for Fitzroy, Brisbane and Hawthorn. His name's John Barker, and he's the one I want you to... The man playing on Brownie that day. Come on in, Johnny.
The man who allowed the great mark.
Yes.
John Barker, Chrissy
Hi,
Swan.
John Barker.
Look at it.
Hi, great to meet you.
Come over here, mate. Come over here. Get over here. So put those on, mate.
One of the greats.
So
I can't
put
believe
your
you've been
headphones on.
talked into
Get in
this.
there.
Yes.
So Brownie's received a lot of accolades. And did you win Mark of the Year for that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So John, just to clarify, good morning.
Good morning.
And you were playing on.
I got
you were playing on Brownie.
$10,000 worth of Carlton draft.
Well, you haven't got any Anyway, but you were playing
I
on
didn't see
him.
any of that, by the way.
You were playing on him that day, weren't you?
I was playing.
So
on him.
if you go to the replay, you start together, but then Brownie takes the mark and you're not there anymore. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And your producer just handed me a little a little rundown of how the mark took place. I said, mate, I don't need that. I was I was there,
You
mate.
were there.
You were there. Well,
Does that mean that he used you as leverage, as a trampoline almost?
Launching pad.
Well, when
launching
people have asked me about this before, and I sort of said I was a bit ahead of my time. I was playing proactive defence, so I was out in front of him. And the people that know football know that that's actually not correct. So I did try and check him and buffet him, and he basically brushed me out the way.
Right. I think we obviously know the aftermath of that mark for Jonathan Brown.
I'll take that off. Like you said, you don't need that.
$10,000 worth of, beer and accolades and all of that, the courage. What was the aftermath for you?
Well, it's just when Brownie got to Melbourne, he started letting a few of my mates know that he's got the DVD if I wanted a copy. And people do ask me a lot about it, and I hear it every now and again. So Brownie was on the front bar last year, and I think Andy Maher asked him a really silly question and asked him if he actually took a look. And Brownie said, "No, I didn't take a look, but I think Johnny Barker had a look." So the phone goes wild, and Brownie's giving you a little clip on the front bar, and he's doing a podcast with Campbell Brown
and Dino.
And next thing I hear, the phone starts going again. It's Johnny, I heard you made a business decision that day. So it's been described in a few different ways, but
it's all with love. You know that, mate. Yeah, I love this man. He's one of the greats in our game. He's been involved for a long time. Just got out of footy finally seen the light and come to the other side and got out of coaching. But you did make a business decision that day, mate.
You're right. And to be, in all honesty, it's one of the greatest marks of all time, and I hate saying it because he's very happy with it. But it was unbelievable, and I had a bit of a look at it last night because I thought you guys were going to take the piss out of me today. So
we're celebrating a wonderful career.
It was. You can actually see when the mark happens, me stop, and it's just bewildering. Because I honestly couldn't believe it happened. He was going flat out, and there was 4 guys standing there, and he just basically bowled them over like Skittles. So,
well, I remember I got to the point of like, oh, geez, I'm too far in now. I'm too far in. I'm committed. That I know Lynchy's coming the other way, so I thought, bugger it, I've just got to keep going now.
Yeah. So look, Sam, as you know, there's levels of courage.
Well, you're not a frightened man. You're a courageous footballer.
I only muck around when I say business decision, but I was slightly in front of you, which helped.
Yeah, it did, and you're a quicker player than me. So, but there is levels of courage, and then there's sheer stupidity, and that's what Brownie ran with.
Jonathan's specialty: courage and stupidity.
Yeah, I think he wanders into that territory every now and again.
It is amazing when you look back at it, and because they show it from a few different angles, and you kind of start together. And then
it's the first time I've been described as quicker than anyone as well.
Well, that's true. It's amazing, though, considering the amount of years you've been in football, like 30, 40 years, the idea that you and other players out there saw something that they kind of never thought they'd ever see or couldn't believe they'd seen.
Yeah, well, look, I think Brownie's mark and Nick Riewold's mark, going back with the flight, are probably the two of the best marks you'll ever see, just because of the sheer courage or, as we said before, stupidity.
I'm on a fact-finding mission. There's a few people in football who I really like. You are one of them now, straight away.
Thank you.
Straight away. And another one I'm obsessed with and have been for a while is the great Neil Baum. And
Barmy, great man.
Great man, like one of the best. Yeah. I'm obsessed with him. I'm asking people who work in the industry, what does Neil Baum do at the Tigers? Do you know? Because so far, no one knows.
Barmy didn't have a great answer either, by the way. Didn't seem to know the title.
Yeah, look, There's a bit of an aura around Barmy, and in my time in footy, I actually reached out to Barmy and used him as a bit of a mentor. So I've got a little bit of a relationship with Barmy, and I actually still can't answer that question either.
I'll get there eventually.
No one can.
Johnny Parker.
But he's a beautiful man and,
He's
and
like
good
Yoda.
people.
He's like Yoda.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a
Great
mix of
description.
Yoda and Chewbacca. Do you know, mate? This is a big man. He's
Like
hairy
Skywalker.
now. But well, John, I just wanted you to meet Chrissy because we've heard about them. Look, you think you hear about it a lot. He's not afraid to bring it up on this show either.
Come on.
So just to
It's been a tough time since that mark was taken.
What have you done to this man?
The funny.
Did you share anything or what? Share any of your goods with him?
Yeah, the car.
The beer?
Well, we've had a beer a few times. I'll probably owe you. I might owe you a slab.
Yeah, it was funny. We were on a helicopter back from Cathedral one day, and there was one beer left, and he took it. In terms of sharing, but
you probably started together and you raced back for it, and he just beat you to it, and the hell went.
Who do you want? Who are you going to go for in the finals, Johnny?
the Blues.
Mate.
Oh, mate.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I do love the Blues. All my kids go for the Blues now.
Yeah, well, when you were there, you ran him into the ground, so well done, mate.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Great to meet you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Update game. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie's Celebrity Chase.
Now, Swanee, you were tasked with this great woman.
Lizzo, one of my absolute favourites of all time. And you said to me, Swanee, you got to track her down.
Oh, yeah.
So I made some phone calls, put in some requests. Sadly, so at this stage, it is with the record company in America.
Bastards.
So we've gone through the Australian ones. Warner has referred it to Atlantic, which is her American record label. And they did say at the time, it's just a waiting game now.
God damn it.
Because she's very in demand. So it is still there. It's in the queue, waiting.
She did a Nova's Red Room. The fact that someone in this company can't pull a string.
I agree.
For crying out loud.
4 minutes of your time, Lizzo.
All right.
Last week, yes, I...
Don Johnson.
Well, last week I read out I remembered an email that I'd lost, but the one that I'd sent included, Dear Don Johnson, I love you. I loved you from the first time I saw you on Miami Vice to I love you not just for your acting, your music with Barbara Streisand, the duet, Till I Loved You.
Wonderful vulnerability you're showing here.
I still listen to it today. And it's timeless, and I wonder if Hollywood's gain was music's loss. Anyway, I know you must be busy, but it would be one of the greatest moments of my life if you would come on our little radio show for a chat. Maybe not on a Wednesday, we've got jokes aren't funny, but, kind regards, Sam Pang. And that is with his publicist, manager. They're the main two. There's a couple of others that I'm just trying to get in there. But that email has been sent.
Oh, God, it feels like Swan and Pang are not a millimetre closer.
Not great, no.
Over to you, Big John. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, of course, the legendary quarterback, greatest quarterback of all time. Chase, tough to chase up at the moment because had an unexplained absence from Tampa Bay Buccaneers training camp.
It was broken by Swanee.
Yes, and the absence was because of these rumours swirling around that he's been a contestant in The Masked Singer over in America. Fox have got the rights. Now, Fox have signed him up to a long-term deal post-football, Swanee, when he does retire, that he'll be a commentator. And there's rumours around that he was one of the Masked Singer contestants, and that's why he was missing from pre-season training.
Interesting.
Right.
So been a little bit tough to chase up. Jill Vetter is out there. She's onto it. She's mates with Giselle. I've reached out to Jill.
You've just emailed Jill or texted Jill.
No, and she texted me back. She said she's onto it. She's chased that up. But I just want to circle the wagons.
Can you ask her from us if she knows Don Johnson or Lizzo?
I
Quite
will.
seriously.
Once I've got Tom Brady, I'll ask that.
Right.
I don't want to stay focused. Single-minded task.
You need to think differently.
Well, I've got to think. I thought, you know what? I need an insurance policy.
Yes.
I need to circle the wagons.
Fair enough.
And I thought of none other than Australia's greatest American football player, played in the NFL for many years, played for 4 teams, the New York Jets, New Orleans Saints, Detroit Lions, and went to a Super Bowl with the Arizona Cardinals, a former Geelong Cats legend before he started his NFL career, and has been on the same field as Tom Brady many times. Welcome to the show, Ben Graham.
Yes, Benny.
This is great.
How are you, Benny?
Good morning, Brownie. Hey, Sam. Hey, Chrissy.
Ben Graham. Wow.
Now, Benny, I'm very excited about this development. Obviously, Jill Vetter's a long way down the road with getting Tom Brodie on, but I just need an insurance policy, and I need to get you on the phone because no doubt you would have run into Tom Brodie in your many experiences on the NFL field over the journey, mate.
I did, Brownie. At the Jets, we played the Patriots twice a year, and I was lucky enough in 2006 when I was appointed captain of the Jets to shake his hand before the game.
John, you're on to something, brother.
Yes.
Do you have his number, though?
You exchanged phone numbers then, Benny?
Well, not then. I did ask for his jersey, but he didn't.
That's a good
He did want to sign it there and then, but I might have an in for you, Brownie, because I have got a good friend over there. I played with Jay Feely at 2 clubs. Tom Brady was in Jay's wedding party.
Whoa! John.
This is good, John.
Warming up.
Hey, Ben Graham, what did Tom Brady smell like? Success?
Well, absolutely. And this is before all of his success, really. He, look, and I know Brownie's the same. I'm an unashamed Tom Brady fan. I have a man crush on him. I've been public on that before. But, Brownie, I'll be second in line. If you get to chat with him, I'll be reminding him of when we cross paths that he'd be a good get. Benny, I've been trying to talk to him for years.
Benny, I'm sure you won't have to remind him. I'm sure he'll remember shaking your hand in 2007 twice. Come on.
Well, I'm sure he's crossed paths with many before, but, who knows? Sam, who knows?
What about Jay Feely? I've written that down. Jay Feely, of course, a very famous kicker, played for a long time. So Jay Feely mentioned his name. Do you still have Jay Feely's phone number?
Yes, I do. Yes, I was very close to catching up with him. He didn't make it to LA for the Super Bowl this year, but next year in Phoenix, there's no doubt we'll be catching up. And you never know, the Bucks might be there again in Phoenix. So, Brownie, I know we caught up in LA. Hopefully you've got it on your radar again, February in Phoenix. That could be the time that you get to meet the great man.
Yes, I've got 2 irons in the fire. I've got Vetter hitting him from one angle.
Oh, yes.
I've got Feely via Ben Graham hitting him from the other angle.
Yes.
I'm as good as over the line. Thank you, Ben Graham.
Ben Graham.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Good on you, Benny.
John's winning. You guys are you're bringing nothing.
Yeah, you're true.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissy, Sam.
I think I might have met my spirit animal, and her name is Jean Bickerton. She lives in Maui. She just turned 100 this week. And so she's thought, God, I've been alive for a long time. But there are still a few things that I want to tick off my bucket list. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not mad on the idea of a bucket list, but this is something that I can get behind, and so can you. She's in a aged care facility in Maui. She's 100. 100 years old. She's an ex-nurse. And one thing that she really wanted to achieve before she shuffles off this mortal coil is to get arrested.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't it great? She just got arrested. She's put in an official request, and Maui police turned up to the aged care facility.
Tased her.
Yeah.
And she was at her party. She's there having cake and whatever. They've handcuffed her.
They put the bracelets on, John. The bracelets have gone on.
Much to her delight.
Mugshot. That'd be a funny mugshot, the 100-year-old. With the numbers in front of her.
Did she go inside? Did she actually go into the cell?
3 young constables, proper ones, not manpower ones, actual ones, turned up with lights and sirens. Can you imagine how exciting that would be?
Like you didn't give her a heart attack.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. She did live to tell the tale, and there's a photograph in the Herald Sun. She looks absolutely delighted.
Apparently, when she got in to assert her dominance, she hit the biggest person in the face.
Yeah, of course she did.
Mate,
you got to go. You got to do it early.
Send a message.
She snuck a shiv in.
Did she?
Absolutely, she did. Yeah,
well, I just love that, and
oh my God,
it just makes me wonder what else is on her bucket list. Well,
that's for you next, Swanee. After you finish the 300 Ks.
Yeah.
Time to get arrested.
One of the greatest thrills that I ever got was when I was in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I begged Barry Hall, the hugest man I've ever seen, to give me the Don't Argue.
Yes.
And he gave me a ladies' version, a little push, and I was like, no, I want the proper thing. It was the most thrilling thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I was beside
Not as
myself.
thrilling as getting arrested.
No, not
Christine.
as thrilling. Not as thrilling. Has anyone got any bucket list suggestions
John?
that maybe we could work on before you turn 100?
Gee, it'd be hard to top that. Maybe they should have capsicum sprayed her. Really tested it out.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday. Tony Martin's just around the corner, but John Farnham's family have released a statement revealing he's been admitted to hospital due to a cancerous growth. He's going to have an operation today, surgery to remove it. He's feeling very positive, but I don't like it.
No.
I don't like this news.
Absolutely not.
Makes me nervous.
All the best.
And we have him in our thoughts, absolutely.
Tone, surely you've come across paths with John Farnham.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, obviously, this is a serious business, but yes, it was 30.
You had a run-in with him.
I had myself and Mick Malloy can be seen in the video clip of Seems Like a Good Idea at the time, attempting to teach him to do the achy breaky heart dance.
Yes.
Well, that's what he's wheeled into operation at the theatre today.
We did on the Late Show get him to re-record a single for at Sandhurst Machinery, which was below par. We talked him into re-recording. Now I've done a lot of bizarre comedy with John Farnham.
Thoughts with one of the absolute greats
Great man.
today.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, and in the studio, our dear friend, Tony Martin.
This guy.
Am I Dennis Walter now?
Well, I just felt right today.
Beautiful. I was listening, as always, listening on the way in, and it's great to hear that bit of footage, Brownie, of your mark. And I have to say,
20 years ago.
do you have the recording of that queued up in the boudoir and just throw in a bit of...
Unbelievable.
Answer the question.
Absolute beauty. That is unbelievable.
What an absolute beauty.
Just have that on standby.
I only use it for special occasions.
Anniversaries.
25th of October, I'm going to say.
Just works for any. Just you've made a fantastic lasagna. Just I have,
That's magnificent.
because I often have the Tour de France on SBS on at our house because Tony Martin, the German cyclist,
Did he ever win one?
he was for a time the fastest cyclist in the world.
Is he still going?
I think somebody told me he's now a policeman. Yeah, it's a strange...
Well, he was around during the Lance Armstrong days.
Yes.
Yeah, but he was so good that you just have it on the background and you just say, Tony Martin is incredible! It was very affirming. But what else did I hear on the way in? Did I hear Sam Pang refer to Raul Julia
Yes.
on Nova 100?
Correct.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Look, in fairness, I think it was me. I'm going to take credit
really?
for that. I did mention, I think I did mention Raul Julia.
I'll try to make it slightly topical for for our listeners, but because the Addams Family's been reimagined by Tim Burton on Netflix called it's called Wednesday. You know, it's going to focus on that character more.
Sure.
But then I just think, what was it? The MC Hammer version of the Addams Family theme song.
That's right. Fantastic.
And then
It's taking us back to Hammer time. What a period of history it was.
Then Swanee mentioned that in the Addams Family movies, Raul Julia played Gomez.
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
And then we talked about that Raul Julia played Harrison Ford's lawyer, Sandy Stone, in Presumed Innocent.
Sandy Stone, did you
That was the
say?
name of the character.
Really? But that's a
It's a Barry Humphries character as well.
Really?
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
okay.
that was,
He was
Nova,
also-
Nova 100 in 2022.
I think wasn't his final role the villain
In Street Fighter.
in Street Fighter shot
M. Bison, my friend.
filmed here in Australia with Kylie Minogue.
That
I
was
think.
the connection. I was like, I'm sure that there was a Gold Coast connection.
Anyway, Tone, I'm sure you'll bring us back to more topical subjects.
Let's
What have
go
you
back
got?
to the 1930s. I've heard.
Well, have you got any stories about Buster Keaton?
I've got so much Keaton gear. Obviously, they're actually showing a bunch of Buster Keaton films at the Elstonwick
Of course
Classic.
they are.
coming
Now,
up.
earlier on, we discussed the very sad passing of
Yes.
Margaret Ehrlich, a fellow New Zealander.
That's right.
Did you ever have anything to do with her?
I discovered last night, I didn't think I'd ever met Margaret Ehrlich, and she was, of course, in the Horses.
Yeah, she sang the Horses, but she didn't appear in the clip.
She was stranded in London, so somebody else had to Milli Vanilli the video clip for her. But I discovered last night by accident that I had a strange...
She was recording at the so she couldn't get back for it.
Too busy to be in a video clip with
famous video clip.
Daryl Braithwaite. But turns out my very first solo comedy gig ever in 1984 at the Glue Pots Tavern in Ponsonby in Auckland was supporting a band called Peking Man, who I discovered only by reading Margaret Ehrlich's obituary that she was the lead singer of.
That's weird.
Wow.
So that is a strange connection. I'm sorry to make it all about me when obviously it's a tragedy.
You both knew each other before you were who you were to become.
Yes.
That's
So you've got a
interesting.
very good memory. So do you remember any gags from that first solo stand-up?
This is going to make Raul Julia seem like topical material, but there used to be a bloke in the 80s, he's still getting about, called John Cooper Clarke, who was a British poet who wore a tight black suit and had a sort of Tim Burtonish haircut.
This is the most Tony Martin story that's ever been on this show.
And he came out to Auckland and he performed at the Glue Pot Tavern and he talked like this, his accent was like this, and he'd read out poems in a sort of monotone voice like that. And he had a reel-to-reel tape recorder playing beats behind him, and he was incredibly famous at the time.
Avant-garde.
And I was in the concert and I went, I reckon I could look exactly like that guy. So I went and bought a suit, bought a wig, borrowed a reel-to-reel tape recorder with some beats on it, turned up at the Glue Pot Tavern the next week, went on stage as him, had them announce that he was back, and just did an impression of him, but doing nothing but Eagles songs. So I was rolling down the road trying to loosen my load, had 7 women on my mind. Did that for about 5 minutes till people realised it wasn't him and I was booed off. And
How old were you at the time?
I would have been 20 at the time.
How are we still finding out? How are we still discovering new stories about you? I've never heard that
That's
in
the
my
greatest
life.
one, and that's the greatest one. How had they bought tickets specifically to see
No,
this
they
very...
bought tickets to see Peking Man.
Yeah, to see...
And then I hear supporting, he's back, because he went down so well last week. It's John Cooper Clarke. And I come out. So that is my weird connection to the late
You are
Margaret
a brilliant and rare unit.
Just another touching tribute to the passing of Margaret Ehrlich.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
And how did Sam go on the paying attention last night?
Fantastic.
Was
As usual.
Here he comes.
He threw a fair bit of shade on my new friend, Osher Ginsberg.
Oh, did he?
How do you know that? You didn't watch?
I did.
Yeah.
What did you say to Osher? What did you say?
What was happening?
Really? Do you want me to repeat it?
Well, I can do it if you don't want to.
Well, it was on television, so I'm sure you can repeat it.
Yeah.
I was watching your show. It's on at 6:30 and then the encore at 8:30.
And I was watching your show. Who was watching mine? No one.
I asked him.
I was very busy.
Sam asked him a very
Osher
pointed
came on right,
question.
and we're very, different, I'd argue. And I actually, you know what, Tone, I started with an apology.
Yeah.
Right, what did you
So I said that the last time you were on the show, I asked you a question that I have regrets about. I said, how you're the host of The Masked Singer and Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
Which one are you least ashamed of? Now, I said I regret asking you that, and I apologise sincerely. And then everyone just pointed out that my apology was basically repeating the same joke.
Oh, well done.
Yes.
How dare
Anyway,
you?
whatever.
How
It's
dare
funny.
you repeat the same joke? I think when I was on, I claimed he had a show called The Bachelor Wants a Spatula as a cooking show that I would never repeat.
I'd watch that. Just a hot guy rummaging around in a mystery drawer.
Who doesn't watch that?
How did Guy Montgomery from New Zealand go?
He's a funny man.
Funny man.
He's been
Very
in here,
funny.
Brown. He's a New Zealand comedian, and he's got a great podcast that you love.
It's fantastic.
Well, the worst idea in the world.
idea of all time, and it genuinely lives up to that title. But no, I had a call from Working Dog headquarters during the week because he was a close contact of somebody with COVID in New Zealand, so he was
There's a
tested.
chance.
And I was on standby to fill in. So part of me was going, I hope Guy Montgomery doesn't have COVID. And then part of me's going, I hope Guy Montgomery's got COVID.
I know, this is a big confession, and I think we've all had those thoughts over the last
Absolutely.
2 or 3 years, 100%.
But no, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's
you know,
great.
but I'm sure you're back soon, aren't you, Tony? I love that you're ready to go, like the super sub off the bench, ready to go.
Well, I'm often flying about the country, avoiding COVID and doing stand-up comedy material. And, of course, one of the things about flying around the country is you sometimes find yourself in the exit row on a plane.
Luckily, if you're lucky,
with the leg
it's a
room.
lovely one.
But you've also then got exit row responsibilities.
You do. You've got a job to do.
And they'll come and give you a little talk. So I was flying back from Perth.
I've still seen people in the exit row because I'm not a drinker, so I don't
you're
say
not
yes
allowed
to anything.
Drink in the exit row.
No, you are.
Oh,
and I've seen
right.
people drinking wine in the exit row. I'm like, I don't want you operating the door in case something
Yeah.
goes wrong.
Brandy
Three sheets to
Brandy
the
doesn't
wind.
know what we're talking about. It's the
yes,
the right of the
exactly.
plane.
We used to,
That's the right
how
of the
far
plane.
back?
When we were playing, the exit rows would be put aside for the players. So we would often sit in the exit rows, absolutely, because club was too tight to pay for business class.
How'd you go, Tone?
Well, I was flying back from Perth, and there's 2 exit rows, so it's 2 times 3 seats. I'm in the second one, so the one furthest back, and I'm in the middle seat.
Yeah.
And then next to me is a large Jamaican gentleman with a full-blown Jamaican accent that is so rich and fruity.
How gorgeous.
That if you close your eyes, you think he was bunging it on.
Oh, I would
But he
have
wasn't.
loved that
But he
journey.
wasn't. And he's sort of right down low in his seat. He's slouched down, so no one can really see him. And then next to him is the window. And on this particular flight, the window was all sort of held in place by duct tape. It just looked really dodgy.
She's a great confidence.
Just looked dodgy.
Were
so
there
anyway,
chickens in the overhead lockers?
possibly
What's going
was, and they may have shifted. And so we're sitting there. That's the scenario. And then the woman who's doing the talk appears.
Yeah.
And she starts doing the talk and going, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And the Jamaican gentleman, who she can't see, just says, and I won't do the voice, but what he said is...
You're not Dave O'Neill. You won't do the accent.
No.
He's gone, well, this looks a bit dodgy here.
Yeah, fair
in the
enough.
Jamaican accent. And she's just cracked it, going, excuse me, can we take this seriously, please? And then he's gone, and still she can't see him. So this bloke, again, still in the Jamaican voice, has gone... And look, I'll do a bit of it. He's gone, I was taking it seriously, Mon. And then a woman sitting in the front exit row has just gone, excuse me, this is a serious life or death situation. Do not be doing silly voices. And it's just kicked off.
What? Really?
Fully kicked off. Because everyone thought he was bunging on a funny voice.
Everyone thought it was Dave
And
O'Neill.
it was his own accent.
And it was Matt Tilley. So,
And he was,
well done.
He was brown.
Okay,
though,
right, here we go.
Tone, Sizzletown.
It
What
was,
have we
yeah.
got?
There's no offensive voices on Sizzletown.
Ever.
No way.
Wherever you listens to your podcasts, Sizzletown, it's unbelievable. See it so.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
I'll just quickly do some tropical stuff, give you a sense of the day, Tuesday, 23rd of August. Prime
I
Minister-
want some tropical stuff.
Oh, perfect, well done.
Thank you.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was spotted downing a beer at a Gang of Youths concert last night, Swanee.
Not just downing it, sculling it.
Cheered on by the
getting
crowd
it
at the
down.
Enmore Theatre.
They were going off.
What do you think about that? Is that a good thing or
Mate,
what?
he's wearing a Joy Division T-shirt. The Prime Minister sunk a schooner while the crowd chanted, "Here's to Albo."
Well, ScoMo used to drink
Exactly.
a pot in the crowd at the
Hillsong.
Cronulla Sharks.
At Hillsong.
Hillsong then afterwards.
Of course, the sad passing of Margaret Earledge, Swanee, who famous for many songs, but, you know, we probably best know her from Horses. She's the female voice in this.
She is.
Very sad, 57,
not
very
in
young.
the film clip, though, famously.
No, she was not. She was busy. Swanee, who talks about the 7-Eleven coffees all the time?
Me.
Well, they're $1, right? That's
Yeah.
the big thing. Well, they're going up to $2 from Tuesday. So Tuesday, October 4. So
Hey, still a bargain, gang.
Still a bargain, but, I mean, thoughts and prayers to Ash Williams.
operational costs have hit them there. John Lee.
Double?
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Wow. Geelong and Melbourne have provided a quarter of the 44-man All-Australian squad. What do you think about that, John? The All-Australian squad?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Always a big... Was it you made All-Australian team, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it
what's that?
Was it always a big thrill to be
Absolutely.
to be picked for a team that never plays a game?
Anymore, of course. It's like it's the All-Star game, but you don't get to play. But it's a fantastic recognition for the players just to make the 40. And obviously the team will be announced tomorrow night on Fox Footy, Channel 504.
Fox Footy.
Actually, looking forward to when the team gets announced because we're interviewing. It's going to be some stars in there and some first-timers.
NASA have revealed a creepy sound of a black hole 200 million light years away. They tweeted this out, NASA Exoplanets, at NASA Exoplanets. We all follow them. The misconception that there is no sound in space originates because most space is a vacuum, providing no way for sound waves to travel. This is what it actually sounds like, because here it is amplified and mixed with other data to hear a black hole. Oh, that's terrifying.
That sounds like nightmares.
Oh, I love that.
The galaxy cluster has so much gas that they picked up the actual sound. That is the actual sound of a black hole 200 million light years away.
That also sounds like my stomach after a vegan dal that I make from scratch.
Oh, interesting.
It's also a lot of gas.
That's
Hopefully,
pretty terrible.
hopefully the audience doesn't sound like that on the comedians tour, Sam. After after you just nail them with the zinger.
No, if you want. I'm just going to note down note down the time, and we'll address that later, because I wanted to play you more. The creepy sound of a black hole 200 million light years away. Have a close listen.
I love it. Aliens and astronauts.
Was that the biggest run-up you've ever seen in your life?
I knew it was coming, but I was still thrilled.
Thank you, Swan.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Look McGregor. Comedian Rose Haven and pizza delivery.
Pizza delivery is my favourite accolade there, Luke McGregor.
Is the person who wrote that, do they still work here? Are they still making jingles?
Yeah, we can get him in if you need.
I'd love to. I'd never met him.
He was sacked after making that one.
What are you going to do? You're going to throw down? You're going to beat him to within inch of his life?
No, just say thanks for making a song.
Well, he's on his way. In the meantime, let's talk about you on the 100.
Until he gets here.
You on the 100 tonight, 8:30 after the block on Channel 9. I've done that plug because I heard you panicking with Claire, the publicist, going, "When is it on? What is it?"
Wait, sorry, Mount's here. Mount did the jingle.
Mount.
There you go, Mount. There's the mic.
A microphone. What would you like to say?
I just want to say thanks for writing a song about me. I heard you did it just off your own bat, and then they used it in the on the radio.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm employed for.
Hey, good chat, guys.
There he goes. Back to his cave.
All the way from the booth.
Bye, Mount.
Never meet your heroes, you know. I thought there'd be more chemistry.
That's about as good as you get, by the way.
Performance so far.
Speaking of chemistry, what about the chemistry you'll have on Channel 9 tonight at 8:30 with... Well, I'm assuming Andy Lee has a wonderful chemistry with
Denise Scott is on.
Mike Goldstein.
Mike Goldstein is on.
And who else is on? Do you remember?
We got Bono. Bono. He's behind the scenes. He's just working the cameras. You never see him on the show, unfortunately.
He's operating the auto.
Yeah, he does the auto. He's good
at that.
Who else is on? Is that it?
That's it.
How was it? Was it good? Good fun?
It was. Am I allowed to say that it was taped a while ago?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I can't remember. It was. I think it went well.
Look, I got a question. Your dear friend Celia has had a kid, and you're an uncle now.
Yeah, I'm meeting them tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. I hope I've got more chemistry than the song guy.
The song guy.
I'm roughly the same age as you, and a lot of our friends are having kids. Are you having any form of existential crisis?
Are you thinking that we should have a kid?
I think we should.
Oh, that lucky baby! That would be so nice.
We could adopt. We could steal one. We could kidnap one. We could wait to see if a parent. We're like, they're not being a very good parent. We'll steal it.
We'll Celia's got a fresh
I've got
one.
3 at home you can steal.
Yeah, how are you freaking out? Or are you fine?
I'm a
about this?
little nervous that I'll be asked to look after it at some point and it'll die. That's on my watch. But no, it's I'm excited.
A good start is to stop referring to the child as it. It's her.
No,
and
I would
she.
stay with it.
I think that's nice.
But if I use her name, I'll get too connected. And
Yes.
I want to keep a distance. So I'm like that cool.
Smart.
No, her name is Eleanor, and I'm very excited to meet her.
Was she named after Nicolas Cage's car in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes, she was.
Of course, the GT 500 Mustang.
Her crib is that car hollowed out.
Yeah, cool.
It's really cool, and the film plays in the background whenever she goes to sleep. It's great.
The definitive example of yes and there from Luke.
Yes.
No matter what Brownie was asking, it was going to be a yes. And have you got a gift for either the parents or the kid?
Yeah.
Or it.
Yeah, or You don't.
I said that celebrity Brownie would come by and bless the child.
Wow.
What an honour! What an honour for that kid.
Celebrity Brownie.
Yeah. It's they're really excited. Eleanor can't wait to meet
You got to have a gift for him.
What do you get a baby though? That's not even going to remember.
Not the baby. Do it for the parents. You just give them for something for the parents.
You got to get something for the kid.
Rosehaven DVDs or something. Just.
Do you want me to tell you what I've done?
No, yes.
I dropped over heaps of wonder suits because a winter baby is a cold baby. I've had one too. My son was born in August. So I gave Eleanor heaps of wonder suits, and I've ordered some meals for mum and dad because that is the ultimate gift. Your whole life explodes. You can't believe the time it takes.
I was going to say, and this is a selfish question, but as the best friend of the mother, am I obliged to buy a gift every children's birthday? Should I be bringing something every kid's birthday?
Yeah, that probably are.
Like until until 5, maybe?
5, I think.
40. 40.
Oh, yeah.
Luke,
right.
you're going to love this child. That's your new friend.
I know,
So you will want to, regardless of your relationship with Celia, you're going to love this child, and you're going to want to give her presents every year.
That's true. I'm acting cool, but I'm actually really excited.
Mate, McDonald's every Sunday is easy. Take them to McDonald's. They love the playground.
Every Sunday?
Get them the hot cake. Well, maybe every fortnight. Get them the hot cakes and then just let them go out and play in the playground for half an hour while you read the paper.
I'll just put the baby on the slide and then go get myself a meal.
Kids love it.
Smart, Luke, smart.
Yeah.
The best uncle ever.
Luke, what did you do on the weekend? I really want to know.
I was in New Zealand, just kicking goals over there. Met with Jacinda. No, but I was actually in New Zealand for a game.
Do you like New Zealand?
Yeah, it's. It's a whole country. It's good. You know, like a star rating.
Yeah, I
5
do.
stars.
I want to know. Do you like it? Like, do you get there and go, "Oh, I love it here"?
It's like a big Tassie. I always thought Tassie you could film like a low budget Lord of the Rings, and whereas New Zealand, I reckon you could film a full budget Lord of the Rings.
I reckon you could. Yeah.
You were doing a show over there, weren't you?
I was doing Patriot Brains.
Is that available on Australian television?
I don't think so, but I tell you what it is. The 100.
Yes. So he did that.
Company man.
Hey,
God, you're amazing.
We love you. We are not, in the camp that suggests you're spreading yourself a bit too thin with a lot of television appearances. I just think it's great that you're on the 100 tonight.
And a good lead-in too, the block.
Oh,
wow.
Brownie loves a lead in.
He loves a lead-in.
8:30.
What time's the block on?
7 o'clock.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Gee, that hurts.
It did, man. Every time. Part of my soul. The 100. 8:30.
I wish I was there when someone thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
7 o'clock.
Do you want to say it as well? So you're on at 8:30.
No, I
Come on.
I don't feel worthy. You know, it's
What time's it on, Dina?
The 100 is
No,
on
the
at
block. What time's the
7
block
o'clock. The 100 is at 8:30 tonight on Channel 9.
Stop it.
We love you, mate. Do you know that? Do you understand that?
I appreciate that.
Enjoy
buddy.
Eleanor.
Yes, thank you. Oh, the baby. Yes.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.